One of the unfortunate parts about being a superstar athlete, and I know, imagine saying that, there are unfortunate parts about it, is that everything is out in the open. Everything. The good, which is great, I would imagine to an extent, though you might get sick of it after a while, but also the bad. In the case of this Richard Sherman arrest, I am curious as to what people think about just the actual coverage of it. Obviously, we've been talking about it for pretty much the entirety of this morning's show, for much of last morning's show as well. It is something, clearly, that is of great interest to others. Should it be? It's weird. You know, it's someone's personal life. It's not what they're doing on the football field. And we're talking about a guy who is a Seahawks legend, but isn't a Seahawk anymore. He isn't a San Francisco 49er. It's this weird spot where I do empathize with somebody who, maybe not in the case of Richard Sherman, in that he is, I think, responsible for a lot of what took place here. But for everybody else that's around him to get dragged out into it when they didn't necessarily ask for that, that is unfortunate. And that's obviously what we saw yesterday with Ashley Moss and the wife of Richard Sherman, in her phone call to the 911 to police, which if you haven't heard, you can check it out. The Cairo News has it up on Twitter. It's hard to listen to, though. I will tell you that, not just because the dispatcher is terrible.
If you and I were to get into a situation and something like this happened, the public can hear it, right? It's not just Richard Sherman because he's famous that the public has access to the 911 calls and all these details.
You have the access to everybody, right? But
Yeah.
Are you going to be looking for somebody who you don't
No,
recognize?
you're not. That's the thing. You're not, because people don't care about us the way they care about Richard Sherman. And I think that just comes with the territory. As a young athlete, you get praise, they love you, you get special privileges, you get benefits. Like, there are things, if you can provide a service, especially athletically, that no one else can provide and you're good at it, there are going to be perks to it. But there are also some downfalls like this, like having your wife's 911 call be out to the public, everyone all in your business. You wrecked your car, you went to a home, you got all these allegations and stuff. That comes with the territory, unfortunately. And you can choose to get defensive. Why are they coming after me? You know, why are they loving you? Why are they cheering your name on Sundays? You know, because you are popular. You are noticeable. People love you. People are interested in you. It just comes with the territory. It's messed up in a way, because I think this stuff should be private, right? They shouldn't have all this stuff out there. But it's not like it's just out there because it's Richard Sherman. Any of us, if people wanted to dig in and see if we got in any trouble or not, could find stuff out.
The public records are there, and the public records are there to, in a way where, too, I mean, look, Richard Sherman put his family in this situation, and obviously we're hoping that he and his family get the absolute most help that they possibly can so that they can get things back on track and that everybody can, you know, just get back to living life normally, as opposed to where it's at right now, where I think there are a lot of people who are empathizing with Richard Sherman, but there's a lot of other people, too, who are saying, hey, you're the guy that was on First Take telling Skip Bayless that, like, I'm better at life than you, you know? And also, maybe he's held to a higher standard because of how intelligent he is, how well-spoken he is, and also because of just how opinionated he's been, specifically on a lot of matters that people have been uncomfortable with. That is just a dynamic of why I think some people are reacting in a certain way to it. I don't like the wolves and the vultures who are circling around. I mean, what happened was bad. What happened is his fault. But these people that seem to feel validated that he had this slip up, I don't know what their problem is. It strikes me as petty in a way that I can't explain the actual reason for said pettiness.
Some people just love to hate, man. They hate.
I mean, I'm a hater, but I mean, when something like this, it's a little bit different, isn't it?
It should be. It should be. But it isn't to some people. Some people love seeing the downfall, right? Some people love seeing people at the top of the mountain and then seeing them crumble. They find some satisfaction in that. I don't know if it's jealousy. I don't know what it is, because I just can't relate to that. I don't care who you are. If you're not a criminal, you're like hurting kids or hurting women or just being just disruptive in every situation, man, I wish the best for you. Even if I don't agree with the way you move. You know, there's some dudes that I've seen do business, and I'm like, I wouldn't move like that. but I'm not gonna knock you because that's just how you do your things. As long as you're a good person, I got nothing against you, man.